Welcome back to CMU News. I am Berkeley, joined by my co-host,
Craig Shacklett.
Yes, we are back for week 3, and we are bringing you the latest and the greatest news in the gaming industry. So let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Starting off strong with some sports betting. Very exciting weekend coming up for some college football. The Superbook in Las Vegas is offering reduced juice for the NFL and college football games this season, with NFL bets at -108 and college bets at -109, compared to the standard -110. This means bettors will need wagers less to win $100. This move comes after the sports books exit from 8 states. What does it mean?
Yeah, it's an interesting experiment. I'm sure all the different sports books will be watching this very closely. There's a lot of competition in the sports betting industry. Obviously, you got the big players, the DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, BetMGM, many others, and they have incredibly high marketing expenses. They're all fighting. They got great commercials. They're all trying to get people in, new sign-up bonuses. But what they've been doing to keep their profit margins is they've kind of been reducing, or I guess increasing the vig, making the bets less lucrative for the players, because their expectation is the average sports bettor isn't really looking and doing the math that like, wait, it's -137, the other side is -105 also. Like, they're not really doing the math to realize that the sports book is taking more and more of the betting pot. And so the sports book, or the Superbook in Las Vegas, is the first one that I've seen that is really saying, hey, we're gonna take less, and you, Mr. Bettor, are gonna get more of the pot. And again, I think there's a lot of different sports books that'll be paying attention to this, see if they win market share by taking this approach, because I haven't seen any of the big players do it yet. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. All right, moving right along. It is Labor Day weekend. Whoop, whoop. And despite, yes, we love a 3-day weekend, despite a 15% drop in gaming revenue and a slight decrease in July tourism, Las Vegas expects a strong Labor Day weekend with 331,000 visitors and $417.4 million in spending. Hotel occupancy is projected at 92%, up from 88.8% last year. July saw a small dip in visitors and overall hotel occupancy, but a rise in weekend rates. The Strip's gaming revenue decline was due to a drop in Bearcat hold, while downtown and local casinos saw revenue increases. Now, Harry Reid International Airport, they handled 2.3% more passengers in July. Thoughts on this? Other companies and businesses are experiencing this as well. Talk about it.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, Vegas is kind of the epitome of a place where you want people feeling flush with cash or throwing money around, because anybody that's been to Vegas lately knows how expensive drinks are, how expensive food is, and of course the gambling is something that you should only do responsibly when you have the budget to throw money around. Right now, there's a lot of public companies that are releasing their earnings reports, and it is not looking good for the average consumer. I pulled up a list of a few companies. Dollar General just came out a couple days ago. Their stock price tanked I want to say it dropped like 20%, because the average Dollar General consumer, which may not totally overlap with the average Vegas consumer, but at the low end, they're not doing well at Dollar General. They're saying, hey, we're seeing a lot of tightness with the consumer spending. Delta Airlines said something similar, a lot more price sensitivity. A couple other companies, Lowe's, the home supply, construction supply, Target, Macy's, all of them are saying, hey, in our segment of the customers, we're seeing some softness. We're seeing some weakness. There's not as much discretionary spending. So I think this Labor Day weekend is going to be very indicative that I think casinos around the country are going to be looking at. I mean, they're already feeling it. I've talked to a lot of regional operators. They're feeling a little tightness with their average consumer spending. So we'll see what Vegas does this weekend, if they can make up for July, or if this is just going to be more of the same. So let's maybe we'll have some numbers in the next week or two, and we'll see if this is a continued trend downward, or hey, if there's still some life in the consumer, and we'll see this Labor Day weekend.
You know, I will say my trips to Target, they have decreased.
Oh no.
And it's sad. I'd really like to go to Target and just have Target tell me what I need, not
Yeah.
me tell Target what I need.
Yep.
So I'd like to increase my Target runs, but very true.
They'd
That's
like
very
that too.
accurate.
They need some help
My
apparently.
dad needs to go to Lowe's, needs to come back. So that wraps up this week's version of CMU News. As always, thank you for joining. Let us know if you have any feedback. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. We'll see you next week. Put in the comments any topics you'd like us to cover.
Yes.